All right, so they have released kind of like some patch notes for what we are to expect for version 2.6 and for chapter 9 of the main story, Madness and Civilization. So they've done some updates here. See, the following brings you the content of the new issue of the production group. Release time of PV 2.6 and 2.5. Version 2.6 PV will be released on February 21st, and 2.5 peripheral information will be revealed to you in mid to late February. So in about a week, we'll get the PV for it. Thank you for the support, for the content of the game, derivatives, and I also understand the mood of Si Chen, anxiously waiting for the new version of the content. Because the above nodes are close to the Spring Festival holiday, some wanderers still remember the beauty of their hometown and go to Antarctica trip. Everyone also needs a certain period of recuperation, so the time node of this material release is relatively late. Version 2.6 of Madness and Civilization is a second mainline update of the 2.0 series Return from Travel. And this time the story stage will come to the end of the world, Ushuaia, the capital of Argentina's Tierra de Fuego, in South America as a baseline for sailing before heading to Antarctica. 2 new 6-star characters, fictional collection and LF. Okay, well, those are translated. A little weird. Will soon appear reconstructing the world with crazy game rules in this panoramic prison. So we know that we're going to Argentina, South America, which we were already in Brazil. So we're going to Argentina, which is pretty cool. 2 new characters. Sequence of Dusk Foam Rest updated. After the 2.6 update, a new expansion pack will be added to the Dusk sequence, which is our roguelike. So they're going to be updating that. After the new expansion is mounted, a new choice and cost mechanic will be added every time you make a route selection. Different routes have different buffs and creations to choose from. Choosing a creature requires a certain price that will strengthen enemy monsters. Okay. The route buff only works on current layer, but the cost will remain and stack continuously, so please choose it carefully. Y'all know I don't read, so it's just gonna be picked at random. I'll try to translate it like the first time through, but y'all know I can't read. In this expansion, will reduce the burden on the sound sequence gameplay of Dust to a certain extent. Okay, so I guess they're making it a little easier because they're adding newer stuff. When the foam rest expansion is mounted, the number of nodes in the forward path will be greatly reduced, so it won't be as long. So they're gonna make it harder and not as long. Okay, I like that because it is like at the current difficulty I played at, it's like over an hour to like do it, and that's just a little long. In addition, there will be no need to mount an expansion, and a Goldsmith's Prophecy will be added, which will give you several additional tokens per week, and the additional tokens will have a storage limit. You can get additional tokens at the normal settlement to help you unlock rewards in the Golden Lane faster. This update will also add a new ending, which can be triggered without the need to mount an expansion, and you can explore the specific conditions on your own after launch. So there'll be another ending to Roguelike, which will be really cool. 3, optimized gameplay. Recently, I've collected some feedback from various channels on the new gameplay in the game, including encouragement and criticism. We thank you for writing sincere suggestions in the game questionnaire and feedback to us through various channels. The production team values your feedback very much and will listen to your opinions to design better game content and gameplay in the future. I wonder if they're considering CN and Global when they say this, because when they get feedback, are they looking at the feedback they get from Global, who is 3 updates behind, or are they paying attention to CN, who is actually playing the stuff that they're talking about and they're able to respond to? Because since they're separate, like, I just wonder, like, do they look at CN? I mean, they obviously would look at CN and then look at Global and see if like anything they're saying matches up, or do they just look at CN and then kind of just be like, okay, well, we see what Global's saying, but CN has already like spoken about that. Because like the differences of like how some people see content could be different from CN players versus Global players. And that's the only reason why I ask. At the same time, we have also paid attention to the discussion of some players on negative issues such as the balance of the games I'm guessing this is on the game's currency, maybe. The game is stuck in the difficulty of getting started with the gameplay. Okay, so the start of the game. The production team has been actively thinking about countermeasures and optimizing follow-up content. In the future, we'll continue to maintain a certain update frequency and better balance the proportion of casual and challenging gameplay so as to reduce the daily burden and increase the fun and sustainability. So, so I guess some of this stuff is too challenging, and they're wanting to keep it like a little more casual, and newer players are having like a problem because the thing is like for most of the content creators I talk to and most people in our community, I don't know what it is for Jockers or Steam Bun, but a lot of the people who hop into my streams, they're typically like older players. So like with myself, we don't exactly know what it's like to start. I think Jock is in made a new account and kind of looked at it and he was like, man, some of these new characters just aren't quite what they are, like what used to be. But I think, like, unfortunately, the older players, we are kind of used to having characters that were just like ridiculously strong. And so now these new characters are more or less like balanced, I guess you could say. Like most of them have been balanced. So they're not as overpowered as past characters. So when you start, you're kind of starting with a more balanced character. So content could be a lot harder. But they've also added a lot more, and also add a lot more stuff that's like more difficult because the game has progressed. So I could see. In version 2.6, Deep Sleep will usher in a gameplay update that is Limbo. Starting from the 43rd issue of Deep Sleep on March 16th, the number of challenge layers of Deep Sleep will be increased to 7. It's 6 right now. There'll be one more. And the number of pure raindrops that can be obtained in each phase will also be increased to 700. So instead of getting 1,200, you'll get 1,400 per month. I think it is because it's every 2 weeks it updates. At the same time, starting from the 43rd Deep Sleep domain, after the full star is cleared, the next Deep Sleep domain could start from the 4th layer. You can directly get all rewards of the first 4 layers of the challenge is cleared. This is great, especially for older players who just auto through it. A lot of games are starting to adopt this. Like if you've been playing for a while and you know you have to do this all the time, and it's kind of like the first few layers are kind of just like you're one-shotting stuff anyways. It's like, bro, like make this like let me just skip this. Like most people just want the gems. At the same time, Artificial Sleepwalking will also launch a new experimental project, Awakening Dream Domain. Wait, I think Artificial Sleepwalking is the Limbo. What is Deep Sleep Domain? I thought that was it. No, that's it too. That's it too. This is a different. There's 2 different parts technically. Sorry, I got confused. So they'll launch a new experimental project, Awakening Dream Domain. For more specific gameplay information, please pay attention to the follow-up announcement. Is it going to be a harder one? I would like to see a harder one or a different one. But like keep it interesting though. Fourth, the game technology is optimized. In order to provide you with better and smoother gaming experience, we've been working tirelessly to implement a series of optimization measures for various issues, and many of the optimization items are still in the pipeline. The following are the specific improvements and future plans we have made in terms of technology and services. Aiming at the problem of game lag during peak hours. I've experienced this. I have definitely experienced this in a CN one because there's way more players. Yeah, so they're trying to effectively increase the processing capacity and capacity of the server. Okay. Feedback system optimization. We attach great importance to your feedback, and to this end, we continue to optimize our internal customer complaint tools and processes to improve the timeliness of proper responses. Okay, so they're trying to have better customer service with this. Okay. Aiming at the problem of too large of a package. Oh, the game? I mean, I guess. I have to remember that I play on PC and a lot of people play on phone. I also have to remember that a lot of people in different countries have do not have the same access to large phones as I do. Some people really only work with 32 or 64 gigs. Me being an American, where currency is a little different, like I have a larger phone. and I also have my PC. So I have to remember that. Because, like, when I first saw this, I was kind of just like, okay, but, like, what? But then, like, when I see, like, if people play, like, Genshin, Hoyo, like, ZZZ, those games are taking, like, 20, 30 gigs. Like it's a lot of memory on a phone. So I completely understand, like, wanting to reduce this. Because as the game grows larger and larger, 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 some people are like, bro, I can't keep this on my phone. And you don't want people to uninstall because the game is too large, right? So I understand that. And that's pretty much the end. What do I think about this? I'm excited to see what the 2.6 is going to be. I'm excited to see 2 new characters. The update to the roguelike, I personally think, like, overall, it should be a lot shorter. So hopefully this helps it, because while yes, I want the mode to be fun, I want it to be challenging. If I'm thinking of the casual player, having to spend that much time in it, like being an hour or so, at the hardest difficulty, you could probably do it 30 to 45 minutes if you have higher portraits. But, like, for me, it takes a little bit longer because I have to translate. But if I'm thinking, like, from that, like, making it shorter, like, is definitely a lot better. And I'm not saying I want it to be something I can just auto through. If I have to, like, actually sit there and manually play it, then it's doing what it's supposed to. But, like, it's an optional thing. I just wish it wasn't so, like, dang long. Because, like, a lot of people aren't a fan of roguelikes in the first place because they're done. They're done all the time in gotchas. Like, it's one of the oldest things in the book. The optimized gameplay, trying to make better casual and challenging gameplay. That's really interesting because I see people who don't like challenging content in this game, and I see people who want more challenging content in the game. And it's a split. Like, it's definitely a split in the community, because, like, I see people that follow content creators obviously want more challenging content because they typically have a lot more information, and people who don't really follow content creators probably want more casual stuff because they're just like, bro, I just play the game and have fun and collect characters. And some people just don't play these games for challenge. I completely understand. Some people, when they get the characters, they want to feel like they can really put those characters through things. So there's definitely split, like, thoughts of that. I think personally, just having a balance is just both is really nice. It allows people to feel, like, that their accounts don't feel too weak when they're doing, like, just normal content, and they also, people can feel like their accounts are being challenged when doing hard content. Like, everybody, like, a lot of people like that. Some people just like the challenge, especially if you're spending, like, over a year playing a game. Like, you just don't want it to be a cakewalk the whole time. At least some people don't. But let me know what you guys think about the update. What other changes do you guys want to see in this game? Like, what is something that you think the game is missing that, possibly a lot of people could start putting into suggestions? Because the game's been out for a while. Like, what do you think is missing? So let me know down in the comment section. What do you guys think? Are y'all excited for 2.6? Location of it, everything like that. Comment down below. Like the videos, sub to the channel. Also join the Discord if you want to be able to talk to somebody about R99 pretty much all day. And I'm expanding the Discord even more because I'm starting to add another game to the channel. But anyways, you lucky gamers, have a good one. Legalikes out.